Hello everyone, welcome to another video on this channel, and today we are doing the Pinterest Art Challenge. Now you may be asking, what is the Pinterest Art Challenge? Well, that's basically a challenge I think that's been going around on TikTok and all the short platforms, but I'm going to do a long form video where you take random words, not really random words, as a list of 6 words, and then you put those words into Pinterest, and then you draw the first thing that comes up on Pinterest. So the first word is character. So I am going to put in the word characters. And we are supposed to take the first one, but I'm going to be a little bit cheeky and just pick ones that I want to pick because it's my sketchbook. I want to do what I want to do. So we are going to draw this character here. So yeah, let's get into that. So here we go, guys. Starting off this first part of the Pinterest drawing challenge, I was really quite excited because this is the kind of thing I draw in my sketchbook most of the time anyway. So the characters, fan art, I draw fan art a lot. So yeah, I was really quite excited. I wanted to kind of stick to the way I draw things, but also obviously try and stick to the original a little bit. So I also wanted the whole page to tie into each other, and obviously I don't know what's coming next at this point. So there was a few decisions that I needed to make color-wise that I couldn't make to begin with. So what I decided to do quite early on was just start off with inking the character and not actually coloring it yet. Normally I do the coloring first, so I sketch first, then do the color, and then do the inks over the top. But this one, I decided, again, quite early on to not do that and just stick to the inking first. And then decide on the color based on what some of the other prompts were. So the next one, if you don't know, in this challenge is going to be fruit. And I thought the fruit was going to be a good measurement on what the colors of the character should be. So maybe like the hair, we can tie it in, as long as I wasn't going to get something like, I don't know, banana. So yellow. I mean, yellow would work actually, to be fair. So spoiler alert, I didn't get banana. But yeah, so but as I was drawing this, as I was inking this, I didn't know what was coming next, so I couldn't predetermine what I did. But yeah, I'm quite happy with the way that this character came out. Like I said before, this is kind of what I do in my sketchbooks 90% of the time. So I was kind of in my element a little bit and just quite happy plodding along. That was until the next prompt. So I'm going to head over back to the computer and let's see what we get for fruit. So here we are back at Pinterest for the second prompt. The second word is fruit. So we will be typing in fruit and let's see what fruit we get. It is going to be, I'm guessing like this one's the first one. So blueberries. So yeah, let's go with these blueberries. I hate drawing still life and fruits, but we'll give it a go. So there you go, guys. We did get blueberries, and this is the part that I instantly started regretting doing this challenge, because I am not a still life drawer, or still life artist, shall we say, and I hated every minute of this, to be honest. I think I also made a pretty big mistake of using my acrylic paint markers, which I'm not super diverse in at the moment. I'm trying to practice because I do like using them. But just I normally use them in backgrounds because they're easy to mix some colors, and that's the whole reason why I use them for these blueberries. There was lots of blues and purples and in the reference image. So I thought, oh, you know what? I could use the paint markers to get some of those colors all mixed in and everything like that. And to be fair, I'm quite happy with the way that it came out. I mean, it's rough and it's a bit abstract, but there's something about it, and I think the something about it that I like is the painterly the painterly look to it, and I like the mixing of colors. As I said, it's a bit abstract, but definitely I think you can definitely tell that they're blueberries, and I wasn't overly displeased with the way that it came out. I was having a little bit of trouble with the paper peeling. Is it peeling or there's a word for it, but I can't remember it. I think it might be peeling. Peeping? I can't remember off the top of my head. Let me know in a comment if you know what that word is. As I said, I was kind of happy with the way that it turned out, but while I was drawing these blueberries, I definitely had the pre-sight of what was coming next. So the next thing is a drink and flowers and and doodles and things like that. So it's not things that I would tend to draw. And while I was drawing these blueberries, I was thinking, oh, what's coming next? And how am I going to do those? And do I want to continue using these paint markers to do this? Again, spoiler alert, the answer is no, I didn't. But yeah, I was quite happy with the way that it turned out. So after I got the blueberries completed, I then could go in and color the character. Again, I just wanted to tie the whole page in together. So now that I knew that we had blueberries, I wanted to tie in the blue-ish theme. So yeah, I just colored the character in with my trusty alcohol markers, just like I would normally do with a piece in the sketchbook. And yeah, just made some of the colors a bit muted. So I changed the hair color to a tint of blue, just so it, again, so there's a bit more consistency throughout the page. So let's go back to the computer and see what is next. Okay, here we go, guys. For the third prompt is going to be drink. So let's see what drink we get. Now, I've seen this one come up loads of times, so I think I'm going to be, again, a little bit cheeky and go for this like strawberry milkshakey type thing. Not that it really goes with the blueberries, but we're going to give it a go. So there we go, guys. We have a strawberry milkshake on a blueberry page. So yeah, I just made the conscious decision to keep this page as coherent as I possibly could. So yeah, all I did was just change the color of the milkshake to a blueberry milkshake. I don't know whether a blueberry milkshake would be nice. Probably not. I know people have like blueberry smoothies, so maybe a blueberry milkshake could be okay. I don't know. I don't eat blueberries or drink blueberry milkshakes. So let me know in a comment below if you think a blueberry milkshake could be okay. I don't know. Just, yeah, so on this one, we just decided to stick with the alcohol markers, just because I find them easier. I think definitely that in the future, I want to experiment with actually drawing more things with paint markers, just because I do kind of like the blueberries. I know I keep going back to this, but I kind of like the way the blueberries turned out. They could be better, yes, but I do like the abstract, and I don't know whether they could be better just because if I practice more drawing things and items and actual maybe people with the paint markers, that it could get better, and it would get better, and then it would be in a place where I liked it more than the markers. I don't know. But yeah, so we just drew this strawberry milkshake that turned into a blueberry milkshake. Yeah, as you can see, this is very sped up because I did spend quite a long time drawing this whole page. So yeah, let's just move on to the next thing, because otherwise this video is going to take forever. Okay, for the one that I've really been dreading, the next one is flowers. I absolutely hate drawing flowers, so let's hope we get a good one. Let's see. All right, not too bad. You know what? I really want to keep some kind of theme, so I was just going to go for this first one, but they're yellow. But I kind of like these because they're blue, and I think they'll go with the blueberries and things like that, and the hair. So yeah, I don't have no idea what these flowers are. Apparently they're AI modified, just like most things on Pinterest, funnily enough. But we will give that a go, I guess. So out of all of the 6 prompts, this was my least favorite one that I was excited about. I was not excited about this at all. I learned from a very young age that I cannot draw flowers, and I can draw little like cartoony flowers, like simple little like circles with petals, but flowers, trees and bushes and things like that, things that would be in backgrounds of comics that I draw. Most of my or a lot of my comics seem to be in a forest, so I need to draw trees and bushes and flowers, and yeah, it's not my favorite thing to do. But we stuck with the alcohol markers just because I wanted to kind of, again, I'm not the best at doing this, but blend the colors in the petals. So there was lots of like blues and turquoises and greens and whites and things like that. And I thought that it would be easier to blend with alcohol markers, which it is. For me, this is a personal thing. It's easier to blend alcohol markers. I'm still not the best at it, as I said in the last video last week. But yeah, I'm not overly displeased with the way that these flowers turned out. They're just not things that I would normally draw, so I haven't really got them anything to compare it against. It's just not really like my style or my art. I hate the word art style, but they're not my art style because I've never drawn them before. So I haven't got anything to compare them against. So I kind of like the way they look. But yeah, so that was it. That was the flowers. I'm going to, again, try and be a little bit quicker with these. So let's jump back to the computer and see what's next. Okay, for the 5th prompt is probably the most random one, is thing. So we will see what we get. I have no idea what we're going to get. Okay. I feel like the button's really boring to draw. And I've seen the phone about 1,000,001 times as well. I've seen the rubber ducky. You know what? I really don't want to draw the guitar either, but let's, what shall we do? What shall we do? Let's draw the clock. Shall we draw the clock? Let's do the clock. Okay, we're going to do the clock. So as you saw, guys, I did, let's say, cheat a little bit, because you're supposed to take the first thing that comes up on Pinterest. That is what the challenge is all about. But to be honest with you, by this time, I was kind of over it. I think there was a few too many prompts, and I like to just draw like one thing on the page, and this is 6 things. And yeah, by this time, as I said, I was kind of over it and done with the challenge, to be honest. So I'm not very happy with the way that this clock turned out. Perspective is way off, and it's a little bit, it was rushed, guys. I'll be completely open and honest with you guys. It was rushed. Again, not something that I would choose to draw in a sketchbook or ever if I had to. So yeah, wasn't quite happy with the way that this turned out, but we're getting there. We're almost finished. Stick with me. The end is in sight, guys. And we are back for the 6th and final prompt, and that is just doodle. I'm going to put doodles, I think, and see what we get. Hopefully this can tie the pages together. None of that helps. I guess this one, right? We'll pick some funny ones off of here. These look pretty cool. And yeah, we'll put some of these in the background, I guess. So that was my doodle page that I got to pick from. So I literally just stuck some of these doodles in some of the spaces that I'd left. Probably maybe should have done some kind of background, but like I said, I was way over this challenge like maybe 3 prompts ago, to be honest. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this video up because it has been a long one. I hope you did like this. Let me know in a comment below if you've done this challenge before, or you know someone who has. I've watched a few of these videos on YouTube and on TikTok, and some people do a great job. But it was nice to get out of my comfort zone and draw something or some things that I don't draw often or ever. So yeah, I think it is good practice, and it's a very good way to fill up a couple of sketchbook pages, because yeah, especially if you're in like an art block or anything like that, this will get you out of it because it's telling you what to draw. So yeah, pleased with some of the things on here. Probably should have given myself a little bit more time to do this. I felt rushed at the end, especially with like the clock and the doodles and things like that. But yeah, there's definitely some good things to take away from it. Definitely some negatives for me as well. But yeah, overall, I think I did enjoy it. Would I do it again? Absolutely not. But let me know in a comment below if you did enjoy this. Also, please subscribe because it really helps. It's free for you guys, but it benefits me significantly. Yeah, and like the video as well. And I will see you guys on the next one.